The I just couldn't orchestrate my words to get right. So I said, let me hop on live. Let me hop on here and see who's gonna pop in. I didn't set a notification, but I also want to talk about what happened to me the other day at work, y'all. Listen, I feel like a lot of people quit decent jobs from the management, y'all. The management. Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I have a background in management that I expect it to be treated a certain kind of way. You feel me? When I'm in a job. So listen, the other day I'm at work and I go in and the two bosses are there. JC in the building. How you doing, JC? Welcome back. So I'm just talking about a time I was at work the other day, last week. I feel like a lot of people quit jobs based off of how they're treated. Maybe it's just me, right? So I go into my job. One manager always says hi, but there's like five or six managers, and the five or six managers don't ever talk. And to me, I just find that kind of disrespectful, bruh. Don't get me wrong. Them talking or not talking, I still got to pay my bills, right? But when I go in, how you doing, sis? How you doing? One of the managers that always speaks shit in the building. Boss, real one alert city. So one of the managers says, "Hey Natalie, how you doing?" And I said, "Hi." And then I think by guilt, the second manager was like, "Hello, how are you?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, bruh. You don't ever talk to me. What's up?" You feel me? You don't ever say anything. So the following day, he said something, boy, y'all. Following day, another manager smiles when I come in, like a mischievous smile. You feel what I'm saying? Like you up to something. And I said, "Hey, bro, you good?" And he's like, "Well, I heard you the other day, Rochelle in the building, Reb in the building, real one alerts." He's like, "I heard you the other day talking to the managers about how they don't ever speak to you." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Look, you might not get it. I'm very empathetic, but you want to get some stand on business, Natalie." By this time, there's five managers next to me, right? I try not to be extra, but sometimes I'm just extra, right? Right. And I said, "Listen, last night before we got ready to leave, y'all get on the intercom and y'all say, 'We're really close to beating a record. We're really close to beating a record. We need y'all to work your little butts off in order for us to beat this record.' Keep in mind, if I was to see this manager, if I was to pass by him, he wouldn't say nothing to me, right?" So I said to all five of these managers, "What would motivate me to go harder for y'all if y'all see me and y'all don't ever say nothing? What would motivate me to say, you know what? We're about to meet a record. We're about to." If you don't ever take time to just say, "Hey, Natalie, how are you doing?" And they all said, "You're absolutely right." No, I'm not, because y'all do this. Y'all do this every single day. Like, I don't know. I just think I said me having a managerial background, I would think if you treat everybody with respect, I'm not asking you to say, "Hey, Natalie, how many kids you got? What'd you eat for dinner?" I'm just asking for a simple hello. You feel what I'm saying? Why is it so hard to just say hello? If you just said hello, I would probably be more willing to, "Oh, we're about to cross over to a new criteria of a range." You feel what I'm saying? So, I don't know, y'all. I wanna see how y'all feel about it, but that's not the main reason why I'm here. But yeah, I just find that disrespectful, man. Like when I was coming up in management, I would think you would want people to feel more welcoming. You feel me? I don't know. I don't know because I manage McDonald's. I get it's not hard. I manage McDonald's, right? I can't expect my crew to be the best crew ever when we get a surprise bus. You feel me? A surprise bus, when a field trip comes in, I can't expect everybody to be on their P's and Q's if I don't take 3 seconds to say, "How are you doing?" And then, when I go up and say that stuff to them, when I say, it's common sense, it's common respect to just say hi. And then you want me to go hard? I look like I'm crazy. I look like I got something wrong with me. I look delusional. I look like that one woman. You feel me? Is it a soccer jersey? I don't know, y'all. It's Brazil. Brazil in the building, hands to the ceiling. I appreciate y'all greeting each other. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all know it's not my normal time, but today's the start of my week. OG back in the building. Hi, everyone. Right as people are crazy, bruh. Then they realize, or then they wonder, maybe I should start making a management channel, y'all. Maybe my other channel that I got, maybe I'll make that a for management. Cause then they'll wonder, why is our turnover rate so high? Why do we lose so many employees? I think one simple hello goes a long way. And then I told them, which I didn't have to. I said, bro, I've been at five. No, I've been at four, three. I've been at three different buildings with Amazon. You feel me? This is the worst one I've ever seen that no one takes the time of just saying hello. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe I need to do a management channel. Closes be my girlfriend. I don't know what that mean, Paco, but shout out to you, homie. Ethan, what's up? How you doing? Some people have no manners. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's manners. That's really what it is. That's what it boils down to. Shen, you're absolutely right. Right. Not everybody is cut out for leadership. And then, but when you get somebody, and I've realized this here lately, I don't know what's going on. When I say, even though it's considered to be mean, but it's also the truth, it rubs people the wrong way. Yeah, they're going to agree with me. Yeah, you're right. Oh, moving forward, we're going to do it. But why does it take to me to say this? Y'all are upper leadership. Y'all not like level one leadership. Y'all making big Amazon bucks, bruh. Like, why does it take me to tell y'all, hey, bruh, like y'all should value y'all's people? Because guess what? If tonight we all decided not to come in, what y'all gonna do? Y'all can't run the building by yourself. So I would think of anything, you would be more interested in treating your people with the utmost respect. Not like I said, you don't gotta ask me, baby. How many kids you got, Natalie? How long you been married? You don't gotta do that. Just say, hello, thank you for coming in. Y'all wild, boy. And it's like a whole pack of them. You feel me? How all y'all have this common denominator? Wow, to me. T Mac in the building, VJ in the building, Cowboy in the building, right? Aren't you supposed to be at school, boy? You wasting my tax money. Cowboy. Shannon. Kaylin, how you doing? You can't lead people if there's no respect. Exactly, but none of them have that. And that's why I think another reason I wouldn't want to be a manager. But think about it. Let's think. Let's think, y'all. Get inside the mind of a crazy woman. Get in my mind. If I was in leadership and I went in and treated people with respect, hi, good morning. Did it? You don't think they'd be willing to get me out because it's like diversity, because I'm the only person with common sense compared to 15 other people who live their way the way, feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it's not my goal anymore. And I made sure I told him that. I was like, look, a minute ago, I wanted to be promoted, but now that's not my goal anymore. And I said I stand firm on it. But if I can do anything to teach y'all anything, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's sad, bruh. I would think like, cause one day I worked at McDonald's, y'all. I ain't gonna be long. One day I worked at McDonald's and I don't know what was going on, but literally everybody they gave me, I was the only manager, y'all. Everybody they gave me, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but there was like 8 new people on my shift. 8 new people. Do you know how many questions I got? Like, how do you ring this up? How do you do this? They ring up the wrong thing. So, me putting that in perspective, would you want a warehouse full of new people or would you want a warehouse full of people that slightly had a clue on how to do their job? You're going to be hit with all them questions, right? I don't know, y'all. That's just how I think. You got to know how to treat people. You do and talk to people, but they don't know. Been at a warehouse before too. It also has to do with looks on how you're treated. What does that mean, King Toxic? You look a certain way, they treat you a certain way? Is that what that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, we got 11 people in the building. Shout out to y'all. Hello, haven't seen you in a while. God bless you and your family. Terrell, I really appreciate it. When you say you haven't seen me, have you not been on? Because I've been on, but I really appreciate it. I was about to say that. Girl, it's crazy indeed. It's a dark side nobody wants to talk about. Talk about it. Long time no see. Darth, thank you for pulling up. I've been here. Where you been at? Charles, what's up? Nat, that lets me know you shouldn't be in upper management. Not boy. And I think that threatens them. I think that threatens them. Cause like a lot of times, a lot of stuff that happens in here, y'all, it'd be like, what? Are y'all good? And I think I threaten people anyway. Not intentionally, because I don't think I have anything that would threaten somebody. But I think like just having a powerful mind, just to be driven, I threaten some people. Heart, I appreciate you. Ella, today I had to do 5 laps at the park. Shout out to you for those 5 laps. Toxic management is not good for any environment. Girl, and they be like killing me because they be killing me because all right, like I remember, like I said, people don't like hearing the truth anymore. I don't know what's going on, but I had a manager like telling me. She always talks to me. Actually, moving forward, she don't really talk to me no more, but she told me like there's a guy who does a job that he when he's not doing jobs, he goes slow, he doesn't meet his rate, he doesn't wear his gloves like he's supposed to. And like I said, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. If you don't feel like my purpose serves you, don't listen to me, right? Anywho, I'm like, well, why do y'all put him in that position? Because realistically, that job that he's doing is an indirect role. Like it's a privilege to do that job. Because me, I'm stuck in position all day. Y'all don't ever give me the opportunity of learning a new job. And it puzzles me because y'all tell me you're a hard worker, Natalie. You work hard. Um, they'll tell me that and they'll say like, and I'm like, why don't y'all like, not that I want to do another job, but like, if you tell me that and I've been with the company for a long amount of time, why would you not consider putting a hard worker in that position? And then she was like, oh, damn, I never thought about that. Moving forward, we're going to do that. They trained me one day, y'all. And then they were like, well, you leave early all the time, Natalie. And I said, well, why do you think I leave early? Because y'all always got me in position. This is not rocket science, bro. I don't know. It's not rocket science. Sharp body, build sharp minds. That is true. Sports, I really appreciate you. Darth, got restricted. Euphoria. Why are you saying euphoria? What's the point? Sports in the building, they should be begging you to come up. They don't want me though. I'm too blunt. I'm too honest. I'm too upfront. I'm too structured. I'm everything that they're not. So to them, that seems like a threat. Think about it. They're lacking some equipment on their tool belt, right? They're lacking. And if you brought somebody in that's been in management before, that's telling you how to talk to your crew members, that's a threat. They don't like to feel like a threat. They like feeling like HBIC, head B word in charge, right? They like feeling like head B word in charge. So if I'm putting them on game, to them, I look like a threat. Why would they want that? Because realistically, if it came for a leadership role, they'll be mad because I'm already exceeding them what they don't have. I don't know, man. It's cool. Well, you look good and you get treated well. When you look good, you get treated well. What does that mean though? What does that mean? CJ, what's up, cuz? Tap, tap that screen. Y'all hit that like button, running up. Grr, be respectful or get timed out. Grr, keep your comments clean. You like Neymar. What does that mean? What? Because he really does want to work, it sounds like, Nat. He really does want to work. Shit, shouldn't you be at the license branch, bro? I'm over here getting amnesia. When you say rate, what do you mean? Like, yeah, they like every at production, like rate in Amazon means like if you do different jobs, they require you to hit a certain number. Like they want you, if you pick, they want you to hit 300 per hour. You got to hit 300. And if you're below that, I guess your job would be threatened. I don't know what it's like because I always hit my quota. It's like hitting a quota. Y'all, have you ever see a guy whose name God bless child Darth? I have not seen that. You got fired. What does that mean? Did you get fired? No, I didn't get fired. For what? For standing on business? I guess some people get fired for standing on business, but I word my words so etiquetely that they don't know what what is the best way of saying it? I word my words to the point where they're like, I'm not going up there and being confrontational. I'm just stating facts. Like, hey, why don't y'all speak to people? That's weird to me. You feel me? And I say it's the way that they have to think about it and reflect on it. And they automatically like agree, like, dang, you're right. We don't really speak. And I said, okay, since if you don't really speak, the other day you asked us to meet a quota. You asked us to go faster than we typically would. Now, if you don't speak to me, what would motivate me to do that? Were they going to go to HR and say, "Hey, Natalie said that that she don't, we don't speak to her. They allowed him to be a slacker, and if you don't reprehend him, it's only going to get worse." Exactly, man. I don't care. They can do what they want to do at the end of the day. They gonna do it. They didn't mean it because they should have asked you to move up on their own. Yeah, and that's what I told them too. I was just like, y'all know how long I've been here? And they looked around and I said, 6 years in February. I said, "Y'all have never asked me to move up. Yeah, I've never asked me to move up, but not that I'm willing to move up. You know, I'm gonna have to say everything I have to say. 6 years with the company if you want a woman in power." And Tone in the building, hands to the ceiling. For a second, I thought you were a Pro Tees fan owned by. Nah, I don't know what that mean, y'all. It's just a shirt at the end of the day. I know what I wear is so interesting. If I wear a hat, it's interesting. If I don't wear a hat, it's interesting. If I wear a jersey, it's interesting. I'm just a fascinating creature, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I've had queen in charge. They don't care about good work. They don't. And that's why I said they said, like, moving forward. Boy, moving forward, y'all gonna speak to y'all's people? I've been in this building for 1 year and y'all just now thinking moving forward? Yeah, weird, boy. Super Bowl Big Black Hawk won. Shout out to the Big Black Hawk. The Seahawks. You are a threat to them because of who you are, Nat. That's what I'm getting from all this. Yeah, it is. Like who? I don't know, man. It's not a big deal. Some people, like I think Rev said, are natural leaders, right? I know I'm a natural leader because, for one, even just for me doing my YouTube Thug Dizzle, I get told all the time, you inspire me. A natural leader is going to inspire with not attempting to expire. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing me. And that inspires people, and that's cool. I think what certain, at least Amazon leaders, they just happen to be at the right spot at the right time. Cause I really think, and I'm really thinking about going to my manager, not that it makes a difference. I'm trying to now, in my big grown age, determine what needs to be said, what does not need to be said, right? Like, is this worth saying? You feel me? Because at the end result, if I'm telling y'all in Amazon that I really don't care if I move up. I really mean it. I think if I moved up, y'all, it'd be 50 cents more an hour. Is it worth it? No, it ain't worth it, right? Let's do the math. Because I've been with the company for so long. Their starting rate for management is 50 cents more